Today I fucked up by using 60Hz on a 144Hz monitor for the past 5 years. My 18th birthday is coming up and my mum is insisting on buying me a present, despite me telling her countless times that she doesn't need to waste her money on me. I was casually talking to her, on an unrelated note, about buying a new monitor and a dual-arm monitor stand and about how it's probably time I upgraded to playing at 144Hz when she insisted on buying it for me and asked me to send her a link to one I want. I hop in Discord and start talking to my friend about the situation and ask him what monitor I should get. After looking at my current monitor on Amazon, he starts taking the piss of me and asking what cable I use for my monitor. I tell him HDMI. Turns out I have been using a HDMI cable on a 144Hz monitor for 5 years. For 5 years I have been limiting myself to 60Hz due to pure ignorance. Too long didn't read. I've been using 60Hz on a 144Hz monitor for 5 years LMFAO. It happens. A current HDMI cable would be fine and be able to run 144Hz if it's at least HDMI 1.4. Lamau, I've ordered a DisplayPort cable, should be here in a day or two. I play at 240Hz with HDMI, it must just be your monitor doesn't support HDMI at 144Hz. Make sure you set your refresh rate in Windows settings and in the Nvidia settings. That hurts a lot. Cries in 60Hz. Laughs in 165Hz. Today I fucked up by getting mugged while stoned. So I'm sitting smoking in the park, it's pitch black, it's just me and then another small group who are sitting a little bit away from me. I feel something touch my back so I turn and this guy with a black puffer jacket, hands in his coat pockets and hood up is behind me. He says wise and I'm like what, and he says wise again and I say what again, because I'm so stoned, and he says what do you mean and I'm like what do you mean. Then I thought he wanted a toke but he said nah, and then he said I've got a knife and I was still just like what you're saying LMFAO, and he looks around all sketchy. I don't have a fucking clue what's going on. He sees the group of people near me, and he says give me your phone, and then I'm like what again, and we just stare at each other in the eyes for like 10 seconds. The guy is just fed up, and he looks around again then leaves ha 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 ha. Too long didn't read. I got high in the park and some guy tried to mug me with a knife but I was too stoned so he couldn't finish the job. The socially awkward mugger. If someone came up to me and just kept asking what you say over and over again, I wouldn't know what the hell he was talking about either. To be fair, I would have been confused if I wasn't stoned. Wise? It means what you saying? Like what's up? See folks, weed isn't evil. If it weren't for the good old Mary J, this man would have had a terrible night. Now you have a good one time while I was stoned story. Sure, it's a fun story, but, who knows, the robber could have had a shorter fuse and he would have had a and that's how I stabbed a guy to death and went to prison story. Today I fucked up by trying to discreetly take pictures of my crush. This happened about a year and a half ago when I was in school, but I was just reminded of it today. I was sitting on the bleachers before school and my crush was sitting in the row in front of me. I was talking to my friend on Snapchat and for some reason decided I should take a picture of my crush considering I didn't have any. I tried to take the picture as discreetly as possible, but right after the guy behind me yelled to my crush that I was taking pictures of him. My crush just turned around and stared at me with a confused and kind of concerned look on his face. My excuse was that I was sending streaks and he just happened to be in the picture, but I don't think he bought it, and to make matters even worse, the guy behind me said it so loud that everyone sitting around us could hear, so now they all thought I was some kind of creep. Too long didn't read. I tried to take a picture of my crush and got exposed by a rando behind me. Men, couldn't you just go on Instagram or something? He doesn't have Instagram, but yeah, still not a very smart decision. Something like this happened to a friend on high school, but she had the flash on for the pictures lol. That I'm not the only one that's made this mistake. It makes me feel a little better lol. Just saying it would be very difficult if a guy did this. Well, you are some kind of creep. That's creepy as hell. Yeah, I know. Not one of my proudest moments. Bruh, what?